So traders, that is the end of platinum for me. For the last probably couple of weeks, I've been really sort of sharing along with you with my platinum trade that I've been doing. I shared with you the trade that I got the day I got in. And also today, I got out today for a really, really big profit, really nice profitable trade. The trade's done and dusted for me today. And obviously the reason I'm doing this right now, because I was very open and honest about when it actually broke out, when it broke out down the bottom here. So I ended down the bottom here. And if you watched yesterday's video, I also talked about the day that I actually mentioned it on this breakout on this day here on platinum. And then today I got out of platinum today as well too. So for you guys that have been following me now for the last few weeks, you'll know that I'm being honest here about this, about the platinum breakout, and platinum's been one of those markets that I've been really focusing on. And one of the reasons why I'm starting off today's video with this here is I want to share with you here that one, there's so many opportunities across all the markets. If you'd like to learn my actual trading strategy, guys, how I trade, I'm running a webinar today. That first link in the description. And on that webinar, guys, I'll teach you all the details to my trading strategy. When we're looking at these markets though, guys, this is where, like, I don't want you to be a lover of any market. Well, I don't like this market. I don't care about any market. Like, what do you mean I don't care about it? I don't really care what it is. If platinum gives me a good trade, I'm going to trade platinum. I don't really care about platinum. If a stock gives me a good trade, which I'm actually in one trade. I've been in two trades right now. So platinum, I've been in this the whole time. I've been sharing with you guys. Today I got out because it hit my target. Typically, when you get these types of trades, this resistance up the top here, you typically get the breakout and you typically get a run to that level through there. That's sort of the first target, and then maybe we get a pullback and whatever from there, right? So we typically get that sort of stuff going on there from that going on there. And so that's the trade done and dusted, right? But then I'm also in another trade right now I've been in that trade now for a month. It's still holding around 200% return on my option trade, and things are doing really nicely, right? And this is how I trade. I don't trade a lot, but I like to get in, hold it for a while, and then generate a really big profit on these things, right? We're talking not just a small little profit. We're talking, platinum was 200 to 300% profit, or 250 to 300% profit from there for me. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful profit, big profit for me. I'm in another trade right now as I speak. I'm still in it right now. Obviously, anything can change tomorrow. And that's still 200% return for me right now. So, and I did have a small loss as well too. I had a really small loss of, like, I think it was a 20% loss in the last week as well too. So two trades, one 250 to 300% profit. The second trade I'm still in right now, it still had a 200% profit. And then I had a 20 to 30% loss just recently as well too. So that's the way that I like to do things, guys. Small profits, small losses, big profits, right? And that way at the end of the year, I can actually have a really nice, successful year. And I personally have never been able to do as well as I do now by trading this way, where I'm not looking to get in and get out all the time. I've never met anyone that makes big profits by doing that. By day trading, I've never met anyone that makes big profits because there's too much emotion goes in. I'd rather do something like platinum, where I get in today and then hold it over the course of a couple of weeks and make a big profit. And then instead of getting in and get out every day and this sort of stuff, it's just not the way to go. Not for me anyway. And that way, this gives me the best opportunities to jump in and hold it for a couple of weeks or hold it for a month or more. Generate, in this case, these examples here of a couple of 100% return, sometimes more. And then when I do have losses, I can get a 20 or 30% loss. And if I can keep that up, even if I'm 50-50 right, which I'm not, I'm a lot better than that. But even if I'm 50-50 right at the end of the year, I know I'm going to have a successful year, right? And this is me setting up the foundations to me actually having a good, successful year. And I'm sharing this with you because I'm trying to share with you that these are the sort of things we need to be thinking about with our trading, and how you move forward, right? How you move forward and how you make sure that you're going to have a good year this year. And it's about the foundations of how we're actually doing that for them. Now, the way I do this is I'm not trading an amount that's exciting me. Even though I've made a big profit, all right, and I'm really grateful for the profit, if I start to trade way too much of my trading account on any given one trade, then I know that the emotions is really going to start to hit me, and then I'm not going to be able to let the profits run, right? So we just need to be able to say, just let it go, right? Let it go. And that does take time from there. So that's the end of the platinum for me, guys. I just wanted to give you guys an update for that because I've been basically walking you through this whole process from the day of the breakout. I did a YouTube video. Last couple of days, I've done a YouTube video about it as well too. And that's what we're seeing from there. So let's now go to, and let me show you what's going on right now on a short-term level basis on what the stock market's doing. And we can then go from there. Actually, let me do this here. We'll go to this one here. We'll go to this one here. And so what we can see right now by looking at the, let me bring this up here. So what we can see right now by looking at these markets is we've definitely had a really nice rise where we are right now, but we're definitely starting to slow down a little bit here. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see like a little bit of a backing pattern out of this level here. And let me bring up this chart here. And let me bring this, right. So what I mean by that is if we look at this here, is that going to work for me? Let's see if I can go to a different chart. There we go. This one's better, right? There we go. She's working for me. Right. So if we look at this here, we've actually had a move down and a move back up. If this is going to be the start of another really big move to the upside, out of the Dow and the other markets, then what we're probably going to see, what we're probably going to see is this. We're probably going to see the moving average, right? So once again, what we typically get, if like just with COVID, the moving average will start to turn up and we will get something like this and then we'll get a pullback here. This was a couple of months. This is a weekly chart. So if we do rally up to here, the moving average is going to start to kink up a little bit through here and then we're going to do something like that. And then maybe the second half of this year, we're going to see a big move. So for now, we're probably getting very close towards the end of this move. If it is going to be the start of another big breakout to the upside, then that's what we're probably seeing from that level from there to there, as you can see on the Dow Jones. Looking at the Nasdaq, and Nasdaq has had a massive big vertical spike, and just absolutely just here. One of the things we always want to be sort of keep an eye on is the lessons we can continue to learn from the past, and not throw them away and be so focused on what's next, because the lessons here. What were you thinking down the bottom here? What was happening? What were you thinking? What were you doing? Because I guarantee most people were missing opportunities from here. And if you were, oh my goodness, the news is bad. Oh my goodness, the recession is going to come. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. All that sort of stuff that happens at the time. The fear and greed index was at extreme fear, but you were thinking negative thoughts, but then the market did the opposite. I hope you can start to get some lessons if you want to start to become good at this thing called trading, that it's typically the opposite of what the herd mentality is going to be doing and saying at the time. Because as you can see, we're almost back at all-time new highs from this market from here. So we're probably going to get a bit of a pullback here, guys, before we start to see a really nice rise back up out of that level from there. And pretty much the same type of thing for the S&P 500 as well too. If we are going to start to see this thing start to rise up a lot more, and we're going to start to see this thing go back into a very big bull market, we're not there yet. Once again, we're definitely not there yet, but we will need to start to see, as you can see, we get these higher low periods, right? Up and down, up and down. So we're not there yet, but we're getting very close to it. If we're going to get a bit of a pullback before we start to see this thing start to rise out of the markets from there to there, as you can see. Let's go check out now. Let's go look at the energy market. And the energy market right now is still just holding here. We're not really, it's starting to show a slight downtrend, but we are definitely, we've got this major resistance up the top here. We have this major level of support down the bottom here as well. Right, so major level of support down the bottom here. All this resistance all through here, and they're now becoming support. So we're still stuck in this overall range. We're not breaking down, we're not breaking up. The big thing I'm noticing with the energy market though is this chart here. This is a monthly chart, and as you can see, we're just holding here. Right, we're just holding here real big time, aren't we? All through here, we're just holding here. So because we're just holding here right now with this market, with this energy market, if we don't start to break past 75, this is going to go up. And this here is going to be one big energy phase, and then we're going to see an explosion in the XLE market to the upside. we probably won't break to the downside from there by looking at that level from there to there. Looking at the oil market as well too. And this is the oil market. And the oil market is starting to shape up to not more bearish, but now it's starting to flip its tune, the tone. And the tone is, the tone. Let's go weekly, daily. Let's go back to oil. All right, so what we're starting to potentially flip into, maybe starting to get a little bit of a bullishness here, because especially with today's action, we're starting to get a lot more bullishness back into the oil market. We did get a breakdown from here to here, as you can see, from there to there. And if I bring this up from there to there, but now look what's happening here. We're getting a big move up. So if we start this is actually getting now to a classic bottoming action out of oil, and not a continuation. One of the things I was looking for to confirm this down move was this here. I was like, okay, what's going to happen here? Are we getting ready for the big drop? If we are getting ready for a big drop, we will get something like this here, right? We get something like that and we'll continue down. If we got that, yes, we're going to get a big move, right? Because we didn't get that, and I haven't traded oil, I haven't traded these other markets because it just didn't set up for me. If you are trading these markets without a proper plan of attack, then that's where you're probably going wrong, right? Because you're trading based off an idea. Trading the market's not based off ideas, right? Trading the market's based off what pattern are you trading? Today, this week, next week, this year, next year, year after. See what I'm saying there? That's what we want to be focusing on with your trading here. If you're coming to a YouTube video right now and you're like, I'm looking for an idea for me to trade, you're going to get your head cut off, right? Because that's no foundations. You're going to be always at the whim. You're not going to have any confidence you're going to do really well at trading. Right? Now, I understand most of you guys are lazy asses. You're not willing to spend 3-6 months developing a good trading plan that can service you for the rest of your life. You would rather not do any work and just look at a YouTube video and make a lot of money. And unfortunately, because you are like the opposite to what success is, you're lazy, you don't want to be focusing on anything long enough for it to work. You are then on the other side, people that are lazy, people that are not committed to a process, people that are not building a good foundation to having good systems and processes that they follow every day. They're the people that don't get ahead, right? And probably a lot of you guys are at that process right now. You're looking for ideas out of these markets instead of trying to look for good setups. And that way, if you trade it based off what I've been talking about with oil, because I've been saying oil go down, then you're probably been getting your face ripped off right now, right? Because we need to wait for confirmation from here, okay? Don't trade just based off an idea. Listen to me, traders. You're not looking for ideas. What trading pattern are you trading? Every day, the same pattern. It's not like, well, today I'm going to be trading in this pattern, and tomorrow I'm going to be, no. It's the same pattern every day. And if you are not having a repeatable process, how you approach the market every single day in the same way, it's the same trading patterns. For me, it's the last half an hour of the US market close. It's the same scans. It's the same identification of trading patterns. It's the same thing every day. That's how you get ahead. If you're not doing that, guys, well, you're kidding yourself. You don't want to be successful in the markets, right? You might get lucky every now and then. Oh, look at me, I made money. Like, you see what I'm saying there, right? So if you are serious, you actually really want to become a good trader, well then follow a plan consistently every day. Follow the same trading setups every single day. You only trade these handful of trades setups every single day. Nothing else. That's what professional is about being in the markets there. Most of you guys want to be really successful. I want to make a lot of money out of markets, John, but yet you show me your last 10 trades and they have nothing to do with each other. They're all over the place. There is no consistency. If you can't consistently follow a trading plan, then how do you expect to get good, consistent results out of it? And so looking at the actual oil market, back to the oil market now, we can see what's happening here. Breakdown now, hold support, and a break back up. This here is a classic now. This is now getting to a classic false breakout, and we could be getting ready for a slingshot move back to the upside now. If we do start, the line in the sand for me is definitely this. We're getting two lines. There's two lines in the sand. The first one, which is this one here, which we're already broken down to the downside. And the second one is this level through here. That's that last high. But we're starting to get to that point already, right? This is the Fibonacci levels. And as you can see, we're already starting to break past the 50% level and 60% level. This is now getting to a classic false breakout. This could be a massive bottom pattern in this market. False breakout, massive bottoming pattern. This could be getting ready for a big slingshot move to the upside, and oil could be getting ready for a huge move back up, a huge move. And some of the markets I'm looking for is probably that through there to there. Or what should I say? Some of the markets. Some of the trend lines I'm looking at is probably that through there through there. Yeah, that through there to there. So that'll be the line I'll be looking for. So what's probably going to happen here is we're probably going to run up through here. We're going to probably run to the upside from there. All right, we're probably going to have maybe a move up through there, come back down through to here. If we get something like this, guys, and then we get a breakout, guess what? This is probably going to be an explosion like Platinum did just recently. All right, so there's always these setups. And as you can see, like I've been saying bearish all this time, guys, but it's not about being right. It's about looking for good trading opportunities. I never traded oil because it didn't give me a trading setup, so I didn't lose any money. I'm looking for good trading setups. But if oil gives me a good bullish trade, even though I've been saying bearish oil for a while, guess what? Now we need to go with it. And for you OG people, you know that, right? Technical analysis and trading the market is about being flexible. Right now, if we do get that, get ready for a nice good shorting opportunity. If we don't, then there's no trades. But if we get something like this over the next couple of weeks, well, guess what that means? That means what? That means now false breakout, 1. So this is the false breakout to the downside, 1. And then 2, we rally up. Now we start doing something like that. We're probably going to get an explosion out of the oil market. So oil could be getting ready for a nice good bullish move now soon. It's starting to shape up to not bearishness, false, because it's now giving us a false breakout to the downside from there. So let's go look at the good old gold market now. And the one thing about gold market is the reason why we're still holding here sideways is and this is one thing you'll notice about markets, right, guys? This is where like the worst time you can get in any market. And I don't care what you think. A lot of people say, John, the gold market is going up because the central banks are buying. Like that's the thing, right? Like central banks are buying gold. That's the reason why gold's going up. Really? What happened to central banks these last couple of months? For the last 51 days, almost 2 months, where did the central banks go? And the purpose of me saying this here is you never want to input something into your brain. I'm going to go long gold because gold's going up because central banks are buying. That's not, see what I'm doing there? See what you're doing there? And look at this here. Right, what do we have here? We have a nice move up from here. Then we go sideways. Then we go sideways. So what's happening here? If this is going to be a pause pattern before we go for another big move, we're going to get something like this here. We're going to see the moving average catch up. So we have at least another few more months before we potentially go for another move. Now, if we do start to break below these, if we start to break below support levels, and let me show you what I mean here. So there's a few levels of support now that I'm watching to start to show me that we could now be getting for, that's the first array. Right, the second one is through there. You'll be able to see what I'm doing here in just a minute. I'm redrawing these trend lines for you to show you what I'm looking at here. Right, and then the next one is definitely up through there. Right, up through there, and then we have this last one which is up through here. All right, so bear with me for a minute. You'll be able to see what I'm doing here now. So this level through here, if this whole up move from here to here, if this holds and then we start to get a breakdown past this level here, see this major level through here, see how this back here was that resistance now becoming support. If gold, and this is where we need to look at the if scenarios, right? Some of you guys are looking for the definite answer. We need to wait for if, because if happens, then we know what to do, right? So if gold does hold here, and then we break below level through there, we're probably going to start to see something like this coming down through to here. And then this low here to high here, we're probably going to start to come back down to around about a 50% retracement. And that overall will give us a drop down from there through to around about a 20% drop out of the gold market. But that's actually going to be healthy overall, guys. Because if I take off all my trend lines and I zoom this right out, all that would be is we're in a very big bull move here, right? All that would be, to me, that would be, because I see a 10,000 gold coming. So 10,000 gold coming for me, up, if we did get a 20% pullback, that'll be roughly 50% pullback. Like here, up. This here was 50%. This here probably 50%, and then we get it ready for another big move. So you probably, as a gold trader or even an investor, you probably want something like that to happen over the next 6 months anyway. Because if we're going to see a 10,000 gold by the end of this decade, this is probably what we want to see. We're not going to see, you know, as you know, gold doesn't, even gold through here went up for a couple of years, and then you end up getting what, a really big pullback for a few years. So you want to see a good pullback, 50% hold, and then get going again from that level from there to there. Looking at the silver market, silver actually had a bit of a strong breakout. We're probably going to come down. We've actually been a nice strong breakout. I wonder where that got to. Okay, so we got to the level of resistance. Yeah, okay. So looking at silver right now, silver is definitely holding this level. Silver broke out of this level of support. We've been going up from quite some time through here. If I bring on some of my moving averages, so that's the 20, that's the 52. Okay, cool. So we're getting pretty far away from it. So what's probably going to happen here? If this is going to be the start of a really big up move out of silver, this is probably what we're going to get here, okay? We would want to see these moving averages. We want to see this 52 start to kink up through here. We want to see this 24 kink up. We want to see this thing come back down to here, find support, and then break up. If that happens, then this is a very big basing pattern, and then now we're starting a new trend. We're not in an upward trend right now, not yet out of silver. Silver's been up and down, up and down, up, right? What we want to see is we want to see this channel. We've got the breakout, the higher high. Now we needed to come back down, actually form the higher low to start the upward trend, because upward trend is higher lows, right? And then we start to see something like that. If we get something like this here, this could be the start of a really big move over the next couple of months from there through to there. Let's go look at the good old Bitcoin from here to here. And a very nice, good pullback through to here. One of the things I do say, guys, is that if we ever do get one of the worst things you can do as a trader is this. If the market does pull back, if we do get a pullback, but the 52 is coming straight up through there like that, if the 52 is coming straight up and the moving average is pulling back, then that's the worst time to be looking for a trade. So that is it for me today, guys. Traders, once again, join me on my webinar today. If you're struggling with trading right now and you have no idea what to do and you really are behind, then there's a lot of things you're probably doing wrong. And secret number one, at least, I've got 3 secrets I'm going to share with you on the webinar. And secret number one was why I was $250,000 in debt my first few years of trading, and why I was doing everything wrong, probably like most of you guys. But what did I have to come to realize, and the truth about what I had to start doing and understanding about these markets to actually start to flip it to the positive side. So, and then I teach you my trading systems and so much more on that webinar, guys. So first thing in the description there, guys, go join my webinar today, and I look forward to seeing you real soon.